the Gwen side lane angle. There's a bit of scaling damage in this Aurora that's relatively safe, and the Lucian is going to be a late game threat, but so will the Kalista, I think, in terms of matching it. I think this game is going to be a bloody game. How many of these shock blasts are we going to see Pyosik hit? We saw almost all of them hit for Sponge in the early game last time around.
He did a very good job.
And that's, you know, why we were joking that they've increased the amount of Korean Jaces quickly.
Well, let's see whether Pyosik is going to be one of them as well. As Yukao going to take a nap momentarily. And with
Ghostblade
finding a Ghostblade, yeah, exactly. Flash does come out as Closer looks for it. He'll find it, and they go 1 for 1. But first blood over to the Zoe, and Closer feeling real good about how this lane is going. Oh, it doesn't actually connect. As we're going to check this one out from Closer's perspective, just finds the sleepy trouble bubble and Ghostblades at him.
Looked a little janky there, but that's Zoe.
Yep.
Closer picks up the flash just a second too late.
There's the Rend. There's Dom. Okay, some needlework here towards his top side as well as Dudu going down low, but Pyosik is in the area. Flash comes forward, and Rich realizing what's going on here. He doesn't have Flash, and he denies. Oh, never mind, he doesn't. That's actually the kill picked up for Pyosik. And DNS continuing to find advantages as Peter and Dom. Let's see how this dive's going to go as Willa makes his way down. He's got Cataclysm available, gets the knock up onto Dom, and slam dunk as the Kalista is taken down. Peter, for some reason, decided to bail himself out. And unfortunately, that is not going to quite work as Ju just finishes off the kill.
Maintain Prio if they want to 3v3 this, and they will, and then potentially rotate over. But Willer does have his ultimate, so this is very scary.
Yeah, Pyosik does have that dragon leashed. Should be able to take this one down. First Drake of the game over to DNS, but now Willa makes his way in. Hostile takeover. Gets rid of Willa for the moment, but Yukao was trying to come down. He does go between the worlds. His Fate's Call comes on through. Dom looking to try and get bailed out, but it does not work, and Yukao's even going to survive. Shock Blast, not quite enough damage. And out goes the Aurora. That is 2 swift kills, but the Drake goes over to DNS.
It was, you know, a bit rocky there in terms of the setup. There's a lot of situational engage tools for DNS, like this Trouble Bubble, like the Jace Hammer.
Yeah.
You know, Cassante pulling somebody through a wall with the All Out.
How you do the winning, especially when you get hit by Shock Blast as well. Willa's making his way over though as Yukao goes between the worlds, and there is a Cataclysm looking to try and hold this Zoe at bay as Pyosik at full health, but he's not going to be able to help out and even gets knocked up by the Tidal Wave himself. And Closer going down there. It is another kill the champions. Started up here by DRX. That's why that turret is not something they're going to stick around for, wanting to make sure they're not going to have these Drakes stacked up against them. Yukao off to the side. Between worlds, very close to coming off cooldown. Cataclysm as well, 7 seconds away.
Another Chemtech Dragon.
All right, another Chemtech Soul. Kind of good for Gwen. Get a lot of extra health back and stuff like that. A little bit. Dudu finding a great angle. Gets the needlework out of Rich. Rich is now just going to go back home.
Do we hit these?
Well, Rich can
I'm
press
still
W.
asking. I'm once again asking, do we hit these? No.
Yeah, presses W and is going to be A-OK. Will is making his way forward, though. There's the knock-up, and Tidal Wave once again gets a flash out of Pyosik. Flash immediately out of the Cataclysm as Willa goes in, and now between worlds, Yukao wanting to find the kill as a bailout. I don't think is going to work, and that is a kill over to Yukao. Kill the champions, Wolf. That's what he's doing. Willa once again flagging and dragging, but Peter does have the flash, and that will be able to keep him alive. But DRX, they're just killing way more champions this game.
Strategies. Yeah, no, it's. I mean, I'm reading between the lines on his movements on the map.
Aha!
Spelling
wow.
out. I could speak Yukao.
You're the Yukao whisperer.
Yeah, I could speak Yukao a little bit. I can tell you that after the first death in this game, he told everyone he would like to fall out of his chair, but he was told by his team that that was not appropriate. He will not be doing it again. Oh, Dom!
Yeah, Rich doesn't get hit by the Pierce, but let's see whether he can actually kill Dom and Peter here, as it's taking them a long time to get through him. Oh, the bailout's procced, and the Rend is not enough. 2 versus 1. Rich loves those odds, as now Willa looking to come on forward as well. Will be able to knock up Peter here, and there is no turret, ladies and gentlemen. That is a dead Renata right there. Holds onto the flag and drag. There it is. And not exactly in the greatest of positions, but still will be taking him down. Bailout or no bailout, that is a dead Renata. And Pyosik's like, well, at least I'll take my Krugs.
Yeah. Lost Viking is like, get in the boat. So conditional engage, right? Conditional engage. It hit. They are in the mist. So he's not immune. However, he is Gwen. That is a level 9 champion. He's a level 12 champion.
Yeah.
So
And the other one's a level 7 champion. All right, well, Yukal is going to get sleepy once again. Let's see where the... yeah, he's just really dead. That's the 1-2 punch from the Jace and the Zoe.
Maybe a turret and trade here in the mid lane, but
the flanking numbers in the scoreline that really do dictate happiness. As okay, Will looking for a bit of an angle here, doesn't quite find the knockups, but Pyoshik's in a little bit of trouble. He does have to flash to get out of the Cataclysm. Another big old boat flies by, but it doesn't find too much joy there as Jiu gets distracted and starts shooting his teammates. Hostile takeover though, not exactly the most impactful as Yukal, I don't know about that one, as he dives into the enemy team and does give Doctom a little bit more happiness. It's a triple in the end for the Callista as Jiu, oh, do not throw away that big old bounty, my friend. He throws in the culling, but it doesn't really do too much. And DNS, I mean, Baron's been around for 30 seconds. Maybe they're just going to take it down.
There's no ult here for Jiu. There's no tidal wave. I think trying to make something of this is asking for that shutdown to go over, but they are just simply not willing to give it up.
Oh, Jiu taking matters into his own hands, I guess, as the Baron will be going down, but can they get anything? There's a handshake, Jiu. I just don't know whether that was worth it, my friend. And but I do know. I just don't want to talk about it. Yeah, it was. I'm going to say it was not.
When I said Jiu was more confident, more aggressive.
Beach ball.
He is. He really, really is. It was very well showcased in this moment. I'm going to try to push it, but that was probably not the moment. That was... Pick your battles, but don't pick that one.
Yeah.
This was the big bursty damage.
That was a very dead Yukal.
And... I don't know what conclusions we're supposed to draw from this game. Like, does this mean Jace is good? I don't really think we learned anything about that.
That's exactly what this composition does. I mean, the siege is ridiculous. You just saw that shock blast. That means that this inner turret is dead. That's just all there is to it.
And it's about to be another one. Coming straight at you. Pyoshik, line it up. The observers are ready.
Battlestar. Not going to quite find you, but the shock blast does. And that spells the end of this inhibitor turret as well. DRX realizing that they really need to do something or their base is just going to fall apart.
They have flash on their Jarvan, but everyone is grouped. There's not a great target here. So Willer needs to find an angle, but it's just so tough.
Yeah, the Dusante, we're going to try and take this turret down as Willer looks for the angle there. Does put Doctom in the Cataclysm as, okay, there's a tidal wave running forward. Doctom in a little bit of trouble, but does, oh, Yukal gets into the back line again and just gets wiped out. The bailout was there anyway from Doctom. Uses both of his summoners, but this is exactly what they're there for, as the DN SOOPers might be on the verge of their very first victory here in the LCK Cup after a disappointing first week. DRX, unfortunately, not able to make it happen here. All the poke comes in.
Willer just used his flash Cataclysm earlier, so doesn't have that flash anymore. I mean, Yukal has his ult back, but he is on 2 items.
Man. Dudu is also an entire item ahead of Rich.
Banshee's Veil.
Very far behind.
We have Edge of Night. Okay, here's the flank.
Yeah, let's see whether they can make it happen as Yukal once again going between the worlds. There's a Cataclysm into the backline as Yukal's dead once again, and Jiu is just trying to get away from this Cassante, who is just way too big. Rich gets into that backline though. They do manage to take down the Jace as Closer still hunting for the rest of DRX. There are a lot of people now trying to take down some Nexus turrets. As Jiu, let's see what he can actually get done here. Needs to get out of the way of this brick wall that is Dudu, who just dives towards him. Doctom almost falling down here, but Willer, can he get it? The knockup does come through, and Rich turns up to try and take down this Callista once again. But the Dusante says you are not winning this game, and Rich will be falling. It's a triple for the Zoe, and Closer once again showing that he's the better mid laner here in this series today. Yukal will be respawning, but I just don't know whether that's going to mean too much here for DRX, as him and Andal are just doing their very best to try and find it here. Great Q3 from Dudu to try and lock down Yukal, who is just desperately trying to kill minions, trying to kill Closer, and neither are things that he's really managing to figure out. As the heal comes through there from Andal, but tidal wave not going to be enough. And down will go both of them. Jiu shows up yet again though. Oh, can he actually find a couple of kills before his Nexus inevitably dies? The answer is yes, there's one. Dudu is now getting very low, and I think this game is a disaster. Peter now running away, and there's the culling. So, you know, a lot of them are dead. It was a crescent blade or Axe.
Sounds like they need to get on that.
Yeah, so it's...
man, I
we can
sure
call
hope
it
that
the crescent of truth.
I sure hope that I one day can buy a model Renekton and it'll have really high detail on its crescent blade / axe.
Well, it may just have that, as he's in the Cataclysm, but who's trapped in where with who? The rest of his team is just not there.
I personally did not witness, I was not there, I was on a plane, but I was told Legends of and then watched a VOD of a 10,000 gold lead from a certain organization.
No.
Oh,
Wolf, no, surely no. No. They would never do it again. They couldn't do it again. Oh, no. There's no way. No, don't even say it. Don't put it into existence.
Then the
to
gold
get
lead
money
streaks further.
Yeah. All right, Willow looks for the angle once again. Handshake gets rid of him. And there's the shock blast. That's what needs to land as Gio gets closed in on. There's a hostile takeover, and he explodes with the Ren damage. Peter now in trouble. It's a double kill for Doctom, who gets put in the bubble. Dudu looks for the angle. It's a triple! And I told you that it was impossible. There was no way they were going to be able to withstand the power of the DN SOOPers this time around as they march up the mid lane. Only Willa and Rich.
Are you telling me or are you telling Dudu and Pioshik who lived it?
I don't know. I think I'm telling myself and hoping that it is indeed true as Closer looks for it here. Rich is still very scary as Willa just trying to take care of Closer momentarily. He has a GA, but Rich not going to be able to help bail him out, I don't think. And there's only so much needlework that can be done here. As a lot of buttons are going wide, he's trying to pull the minions, goes golden.
10 seconds on Gio, well, there's no way, right?
I mean, these turrets are just going to fall like paper. Gio is going to show up, he's marching out with that big old horse, but there's the all out as he looks to try and take down Closer. He does at least get one, but Doctom is focused on the Nexus, and down it will go.